Mohammed Morsi is the winner in the Egyptian elections. He is the representative of the Muslim Brotherhood. He was down to runoff between himself and a candidate who was more in line with the Mubarak government. It was Ahmed Shafiq, and he was the last prime minister there, and he would be seen as more of a continuation of the military. It was apparently a close vote, and the military said they were continuing to count the votes, which led to very considerable and reasonable concerns that they would say, oh yeah, look at that, we can recount it. It turns out our man Ahmed Shafiq won. Well, you look at that. But they didn't, which is great news. Now, it doesn't mean that everything is solved and we can go back and trust the military going forward. Now, remember, they disbanded the parliament just days before the runoff election, so they could actually bring the whole parliament back. There's a million different things that they're doing here in order to influence the writing of the new constitution, etc. But look, saying that Mohammed Morsi won the elections when he did win the elections is enormous. So in the first democratic elections in Egyptian history, going back to the pharaohs and beyond, we have a real winner, and that's just terrific. Now, it's a Muslim Brotherhood candidate. That's not the guy I would have voted for. I, of course, would have voted for a secular candidate. I'm disappointed that a secular candidate, the guys who actually originally led the revolution, did not win. But on the other hand, a democracy is a democracy. You don't always get the candidate you wanted. We had George W. Bush for 8 years. Sad day for us. So Morsi says that he will represent the entire Egyptian people. He's beginning to sound like an American politician already. I'm not here to represent the red states or the blue states. I'm the president of the entire United States. Almost identical words except without the red and the blue part, from Morsi saying that he is here to represent all Egyptians. And to his credit, he is reaching out to other people who gained significant portions of the vote, including the secular branch, etc., and saying he's going to bring them into his government and that they're all going to work together. So as much as I might have liked another candidate to win, overall it appears that in a very important facet, the presidential elections, it has worked in providing the real choice of the Egyptian people. And it's not for us to decide who should be their leader. And it's not just for the people who led the revolution or just the secular people in the country. It's for all Egyptians to decide, and they have decided it is Mohammed Morsi. And luckily, it appears that we will abide by, not we, but the military will abide by their decision, and we will have him as the president of Egypt. And President Obama has already reached out to him to congratulate him, and we move on. So, revolution, fairly successful. And if Mubarak hadn't died yet, and you know, because we heard, of course, that his heart had stopped, and then he was revived, etc., this would probably put him a little closer to the grave. The idea that the Muslim Brotherhood would be running Egypt and would be sitting in Mubarak's office today, which is exactly what's happening, oof, he probably could have never envisioned it. So on that alone, I'm ecstatic that it has happened.